Pastor Mario, before we start our short conversation, and I think in the name of all the division, not only the headquarters, but I am sure in the name of all the territory, we need to have a word of gratitude to you. Gratitude for your service, for your closeness to each one of us, and for the vision that you have brought during so many years to our division. And my first question is, how do you feel right now?
I have mixed feelings. First of all, a big gratitude for the team with which I work in the division. I say the team inside of the house, department leaders and the officers, but also from the institutions. I always had a very open relationship, a friendly relationship, and a relationship also towards the construction. When I say construction, when we are in leadership, it's not only supervising, but also promoting activities, promoting ideals, casting a vision. And I always found the team very receptive. And this always gave me a lot of joy. And finally, we came to have a relationship of friends. Some I would feel like if they were my sons or my younger collaborators with whom I had such a good relationship and tried to do my best to encourage them also to do their best.
Several times we talked, and I told you more than once that I feel that you are just not an administrator, president.
Yes.
Because you minister from the administration. There is a difference there.
Yes.
What is that difference?
You know, earlier in my leadership in the church, when I say earlier already, when I was in the planting churches, later in the Union of Churches in Portugal, I discovered that the leadership in the church has to be a leadership of service. In fact, I believe that real leadership is service. When I speak about service, the leader has to see how he can help others, how he can promote others, helping them grow, instead of thinking about himself. We have some objectives, we have some goals, but we have to think about the people first. You cannot reach the goals if the people with whom you are working are not satisfied, are not finding pleasure in what they are doing, that they may grow also. And both sides grow in this process. The leader and the one that the leader is trying to help.
Very well. During your service, all the time that you have been serving as a pastor, as a minister in the church, you have worked in several churches in Portugal. You have been abroad studying at Andrews. You have also been a union president. You served at a Sabbath school ministry with personal ministries too, then ministerial association, and for 10 years you have been a president. From the bottom of your heart, what was the position, what was the service that you liked the most?
You know, I tell you one thing, I don't think when I'm a leadership position, first I see what is my cahier de charge, my job description, what I have to do to accomplish, and anything that you give me to accomplish, that I do that as a service, I do that with pleasure. I have real pleasure in helping people, helping solve a situation, helping cleaning. You know, if you tell me, you need to clean, I will clean. At the end, I'm happy because I accomplished a mission. And another thing that I think helped me, I try to think about my duties, but I don't think I'm another person because I'm a president of the union, of the conference, or the division. I don't see as being a president. I see me as occupying a position where I have to accomplish a certain kind of work, a certain kind of task. But the bottom line is whatever position I occupy and I have to work with the team, I think first about the people. Because you cannot be successful if you don't think and act trying to help the people with whom you are working. Because this is an opportunity that God gives us of helping others and learn. Because while I'm helping people, I'm learning also. And I learn from all. You know, I try to learn from all. And it enriches you a lot.
Even if you are so humble about the positions that you have been holding, the truth is that you have a very special position through time, because you came to the United States several times representing the division. You were a president for 10 years. My question is, what challenges do you see right now, first for our division, second to the World Church, that you faced in the past and that were solved, and which ones do we have for the future?
You know, one of the biggest challenges I had in my relationship with other levels of the church was exactly the question of the conception of leadership. It's very difficult when you work in an organization and you are dealing with people that have another understanding of leadership. And sometimes we have some tensions because we have different perspectives of the reality and how to solve and how to bring solutions for the questions we have to deal with. I tried and always tried to present my perspective, convinced that is the best, because I'm not trying to do that by caprice. I try to do because I have experienced that. And so sometimes I succeed, other times not. It's a big frustration when you try to do something that you think it's correct. Finally, you find a lot of resistance. In both ends, you know, even upwards and downwards, down. So this is difficult and it generates tensions inside, because not always I find ways of going around or helping the people that are offering resistance. And this I have to recognize that it was not always easy. I have to say something that can help. I speak about the time I was in the division and also in the union. I was blessed because in general, the people with whom I work in the division, we could have this open dialogue, we could build together and work as a family. Still thinking about the mission, thinking about the duties, but we could work in a very pleasant way. In fact, when I sometimes had some tensions outside of the division or outside of the union in Portugal, I would come to the office and find a family again, you know. And being a family is also saying the truth to each other. It's not saying everything is okay. I go and encourage or warn, but in a positive way.
And regarding the role of the church in society, how do you see the upcoming years for the church in Europe, in other territory, if you want to say it this way? External challenges.
You know, sometimes we are the first challenge because, you know, you have to relate with people from outside. I can speak about the challenges from outside, but I'm going to speak about the problem that we have, because sometimes it seems that we are out of the time of the reality because we see each other sometimes as a church being under persecution when there is no persecution. We isolated ourselves. We close ourselves inside of our own tower. And people say, they are crazy. Why they are there? Why they don't come out? And I believe that God expects us to go out, to relate to people, to get to understand them, and start where they are. If you want to help someone, you cannot come with a model. Say, oh, here is the model, you have to be like me. No. How can you help people? Starting where they are and lead them to some higher point or higher level. And if there is honesty, if there is openness, then you can receive, because also they will teach you some things, you know. And another point that is related to that is that sometimes we may fall in the trap of thinking, oh, we are the remnant church. We got the whole truth, we know everything. The others are lost. They are from the devil, we are from God. This is very dangerous, because this is not reality. You have many people outside of our structure that have very high level principles. There are people that have principles, they want the well-being of the society, and you are already judging them. Obviously, these people don't take you seriously, and you are isolating yourself. And this is a problem that I see. I believe that in the division we have worked at this a lot. I believe that most of the people, I could say everyone, I don't know what is in the heart of people. Most of us are in the process of learning that. But we need to do much more. And I believe that right now, as a church, we have to mingle. We have to be where the decisions are taken. We have to go, not expecting people to come to you. If they come, okay, but you have to go there, trying to find these people, trying to persuade them, show what is your objectives. We have not to be afraid of saying who we are, because we want well-being of everyone. And we are working for that. And we should not be ashamed. We should obviously go doing our best. Sometimes people may not receive you or may not agree with you, but you are in peace, because maybe tomorrow or later they will realize that you had a good intention helping them or being helped.
Well, I am sure that the church will still need a lot and expect a lot from your ministry, because I am sure you will also be available to help everyone around you. But I would like to ask you to please have a final word to each one of us from your inter-European division, each one of us from the field that appreciate your work, that we're honored to have you as a president, and in fact, that we have a lot of gratitude to you. What would you like to tell each one of us now?
You know, what I would like to say is that we have a very big privilege belonging to the church we belong, if we understand the church correctly. And this is an opportunity, because, you know, I was a time in my life that I was not a Seventh-day Adventist. I was not attending any church. In fact, I had some prejudices against the churches for many things that we study in history. You see daily life problems in some churches. And I realized that, in fact, the church can be beneficial, but it depends how we understand us, the ones that are in the church, and how you relate to the others. What is my dream of what I would like, my vision, is that each one may understand that the church is essentially connecting us with God. The God incarnated is Jesus Christ. That is at the level that we can understand. The maximum we can understand of God is revealed in Jesus Christ. That we understand the revelation of Jesus Christ. When I say revelation of Jesus Christ, we shouldn't think about big and deep theological concepts. We have to think about who Jesus was and how can we relate to him to get to know him and reproduce that model to the society. This is where the things are. And what is the model? He didn't live for himself. He lived for the well-being of the others. He tried to help others. When you sincerely try to help others, you are helping yourself. If you try to help yourself first, you are lost. But when you try to help others and you try to do your best, and in the Bible, service is the opposite of selfishness. The one that serves is one, they use the word that came from diakonos, diakoneo. It's the one that is around the table. Sometimes you see in the Bible say they are serving the table. It's not only serving the table, it's someone that is attentive, like the one serving the table. What is the need of? If they see you don't have the water, they bring water. You don't have food, they bring you the food. They are attentive. What are the needs? And as a church, we are here for that. What are the needs of people? How can we come and help them? And my wish is that each one of us, individually and collectively, we understand it is our mission. There is no joy, no growth if we don't come or you don't overcome your selfishness. Our selfishness is a slavery. You live just for you. Overcoming yourself to be able to help others, this is freedom. And then you are released, you grow, because you cannot grow alone. Why God created man? Why God created other beings? Because He wants to show us that there is no joy, no growth, if there is no relationship. I say, let us learn to relate to each other according to the model of Jesus Christ. Will be fulfilled. And I say we should invest more on that.
Thank you so much for the interview, but mainly for your ministry. May God continue to bless you
Thank you
greatly.
Thank you. God bless.